It should be like Welcome, race fans, to Pitside Live here at Adams County Speedway in Corning, Iowa. What an awesome weather night we're going to have tonight. Look at this weather out there, guys. Another one that I always call Chamber of Commerce weather. But Corning pretty much missed out on the rain this week. I know you go west and north of here. They got some pretty good rain, and it affected some area tracks. But we've been watering since last night, so our track needed water, and they put her on there. And shout out right now to our race director, Logan, who's home ill tonight. So we miss you out there, buddy. So get back here soon. So we'll try to chug through this thing the best we can. Tonight is Tri-State Auto Family out of Maryville. They're our sponsor tonight, along with CHI. Tonight's the CHI E-Series. So hopefully a lot of the kids are bringing their battery-operated cars here tonight for our little quick roll around the track out there. It's always a lot of fun to see those kids, and what I love about them is they're out there driving, looking backwards the whole time, looking to see who their parents are. So that's always a fun part of watching them. So I always love the guys showing up and racing. But thank you very much for CHI, our local hospital right here in Corning. We love having a local hospital right here in town. It makes it a big difference when you're in a community like this, along with our racetrack. But for sure, Tri-State, thanks to those guys. They've been sponsoring here for quite a while now. It's good to have them here. I know they got some new vehicles out there. We'll have one of their personnel up here talking later on tonight, and you'll get to see their vehicles out there on the track as well. So thank you very much. And tell you what, guys, I'm Cliff Baldwin. This is Evan Baldwin. This is Cole Hendrickson. We're back here with you. I'm going to be on here for a little while tonight, and then we're going to hand it over to you guys because I got to go fill in for Logan tonight and do my thing out there. So go down and do the pit meeting and things like that. I know you guys will have it under control, but what a great night of racing. Week 4 in a row.
Yeah, it was Mother Nature kind of gave a little Houdini act this week. 2 days in a row, it was like the same thing. It was heavy line of rain through eastern Nebraska, and then once it got to the river, it just disappeared. I mean, we got some sprinkles in Nottoway, or some decent rain in Nottoway. I think we got, probably a half inch.
Half inch, yeah.
And Corning didn't get absolutely nothing. And, I mean, Nottoway's only 12 miles away. So
Nine.
I mean, it was weird. It just absolutely disappeared, and then we had to put water on it last night because it was bone dry. So we had the top opened up, waiting for the rain to come, and it just never came. So we had to start watering last night. First time we've had to actually water on Friday this year. I think we're kind of hopefully getting back to normal weather here for this time of year. Hopefully, Tornado Alley has moved down south back where it's supposed to be. So hopefully we are not Tornado Alley anymore. It seems like there for a month we were living in Oklahoma and northern Texas there for a while. So, but another night of racing here. We got a big month of June planned here for races, and then moving into July. We got some late model stuff coming up too. But again, huge thanks to Tri-State Auto Group out of Maryville, Missouri for sponsoring tonight. They've been a long-time sponsor here now. One of our longest tenured sponsors now. They got some cool vehicles down there for us. So they're always super nice people to get along with, and they always have a lot of fun. And I remember a couple of years ago when they brought that Bronco up here, they paced the field. We might have to see if they want to bring one out and pace the field tonight. So
yeah.
Always huge thanks to all those sponsors that help us out. Same thing with CHI doing our e-powered series races. So hopefully some kids bring some stuff tonight. We'll have a little bit of fun on the front stretch, and hopefully everything will go good and smooth tonight. It just seems like we've been so weird with weather that we haven't had like a smooth week. It seems like since like the first week, it's been kind of just up in the air on whether to put water on it, whether to not, and what to do, and making hard decisions. So finally had an easy decision this week. I mean, we've had absolutely no rain in the past almost 4 or 5 days, so it was an easy decision.
Yeah, well, I tell you, we'll probably get plenty of rain here in a couple of weeks because NASCAR's coming to town, so
Yep.
always seems to be how it goes. I know down in St. Louis they're getting rain right now, so yeah, if we get a couple of weeks without rain, I know the farmers will probably appreciate NASCAR coming to town because they'll get plenty of it, I'm sure. Probably ruin the plans.
Very true, yeah. So yeah, we got our race tonight, and we're going to be following it up next week with our Chat Mobility Kids Money Grab and candy. Put out candy there too. I started that again, but that'll be another one. And then after that, we'll be taking a week off for the Iowa Speedway shows. NASCAR asked us to do that. We're really getting geared up for that as well as a local group and area people. I know we're got tickets, and we're getting it set up through Iowa Corn to go over there and help them out. And I have a meeting with them Monday, so we'll find out some more things. But I think we're going to be taking some cars over there, and they want us, if we had a pace vehicle and it was a Chevy, then we could take it. But so that's because Chevy's the main sponsor for that, so that's why they're doing that. So but we're going to be able to take some cars the way it sounds.
We could maybe rent or get somebody's nice Chevy pickup.
Yeah,
put some magnets on it.
Very good, dude. Dre could set us up, as well as Dre with Underdog Design. He has redesigned our pace vehicle, so you're going to see some new logos on that thing here this week. So did a good job, and I think Evan said he even detailed the inside. I don't know when the last time that was done, because I think the dust was about maybe a half an inch.
Well, there for a while it was like your work. It was like your work vehicle. Now that you got the Borrego, thank God.
Yeah. So, well, that's the trouble, I'm up here troubleshooting, and I have to bring tools. So the old back end load up tools all the time. So yeah, it gets a little messy.
Tools and about 6 inches of dust too.
Yep. So.
Well, you keep a car at a dirt track long enough, it's not going to stay too clean. So
the only good thing about the Jeep, it's got air conditioning. The Bronco don't have air conditioning. So, yeah.
I do hope the Wi-Fi is maybe a little better on the YouTube channel. It says that it's still kind of slow, so we still haven't made a phone call yet, but we've got to make a phone call here next week sometime. And
that's one of those things
we got to get some guys down here, maybe bump up our service, because whatever's going on, we don't really have enough service anymore, it seems like. So the YouTube channel's been suffering the last couple weeks. It's been really laggy, so we apologize for that. So, but
if you are watching, send us some questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to send us a comment. I know Tim Birdsall sends his normal comment. He says, "See you soon."
Yep.
Same thing every week. So
good to hear from you.
But yeah, I'm excited for tonight. I know our friends to the north have canceled tonight, so hopefully we see a few different cars down here tonight. I know of 2 or 3, I think, that are coming down. It sounds like one's a stock car, which is good because we'll take all the stock cars we can get. It sounds like 1 or 2 of them is a compact as well. So
I believe Eagle may have canceled as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I did see a friend I know that races down there from time to time. He just said the races are canceled, so I don't know what track that is, but he normally races at Eagle.
I mean, Eagle usually races if there's 6 feet of standing water in the infield, they'll still race. So
I don't know what kind of rain they got.
I know they've had a lot of rain that way, so
yeah.
I'd say so. But yeah, so anyway, it's good to get week 4 in a row here. That's what we like to see after those horrible rainouts we had the first of the season, and good to get got our feet wet. Now we're getting into a rhythm. That's what was great. Hopefully it stays that way tonight, since I have to be in charge, and we'll just keep everything going smooth, and everybody's going to get along just great. So, but last week, we had some great racing. Everything moved along. Our first race was kind of a struggle. We did a little track prep and intermission last week, and that kind of slowed us down a little because the compacts came out and it was still a little greasy, and we had to reset them up and get that hot lap back in, and then they had a little difficulty with a few wrecks. Once we got that in, then we had to worry about the weather coming in, and we thought we'd move things along, and geez, those last 4 features, we just rattled those things right off.
And we were done in plenty of time.
There was some good racing,
the rain didn't move as fast as we thought it did.
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head, though, I'll tell you what, the class that never fails, and I think we're going to have the guest on here too, is I tell you what, those hobby stocks put on a show every week now, and have been for a couple of years. And if you weren't excited about watching that race last week, then you don't like racing.
There was a lot of people that stood up. Well, I screamed off turn number 4. I mean, we were screaming up here. I'm surprised we didn't blow the amp.
Oh, I know. It was like I felt like we were Larry Mack and Daryl Waltrip up here. Just I couldn't believe.
I was
we were
waiting
watching,
for I was waiting for Clint Boyer slide job or Dale Jr.
That's Dale Jr. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was like, 10 laps was it? I mean, just side by side for the race lead, and yeah, I felt like every time you took your eye off the battle to see if anything was going on in the back, you'd come back and they'd swapped lanes. Somebody threw.
If we go back and look at the video somewhere, we could probably count how many lead changes there were. There was a lot.
Yeah.
And it was right at the line every time too.
Oh yeah,
that's where they were. If I remember right, Tanner was good in 3 and 4, and the old
Tom was good in
one
and 2.
So it was amazing race, fun to watch.
The track really transformed there during the features. We put a little bit of moisture on the top of the racetrack, and it made a huge difference because it allowed some of those guys to move up the hill a little bit. And when you have that 2-lane racing where you can run the bottom and the top, it was a really good race. And what makes it really good is the bottom was dominant in 1 and 2, and the top was dominant in 3 and 4. So that really balances out the racing. When you got guys like Tanner and Tom who were running bottom and top, one car is going to be faster in 1 and 2, one car is going to be faster in 3 and 4, and that's what makes it for really good racing. And that's mainly the reason why they were side by side for so long, was that both cars were just so even. And I think the final was like 7/100ths of a second or something like that.
Yeah. And hats off to Anthony Davis. He led quite a bit of that race and ran a great race. Jim Toll back in there again. He texts me every so often that, how he just wished he was younger, he said, but I told him he needs to get Grandma's motor back out, but that's
Hey, the floater's alive.
My golly, it is out there. How about that? So,
I thought that thing was dead in the water.
Yeah.
It is good for wheel packing, so I wonder if they're going to use it for some wheel packing.
They might be doing that. He's get her out and get her tested.
I think they're doing a little test drive.
Yeah, I was going to say they're kind of off-roading right now.
He's probably doing some test driving. I think that's Coop out there.
Yeah,
big thanks to Coop and Jacob for being down here this morning to help out with track prep, because Logan's pretty sick right now. So we were down here last night watering too. So
another big thank you is the sponsor we have here. That's got those red tractors out there, and that's Titan Machinery.
Oh man,
out of Greenfield, can't thank those guys enough. The tractor they were letting us use, they sold this week. So they brought us down a little baby tractor, this big old 250. Oh my word, that thing's a Magnum 250. Oh my word, we got a gem here now, guys. So we might hook up the maybe 4 sheep's foot and a water truck and a wheel packer
when we were pulling sheep's foot, the load was like 80% on the other tractor. It's like 30% on this one. So it's like pulling a napkin with this tractor.
So we might just hook the water wagon and the wheel packer on all of it.
This tractor that we got now, guys, I tell you, it's got air conditioned, heated seat. I mean, it is like leather trimmed interior. I mean, it is the nicest thing I've ever sat in.
Yep.
I mean, it's like a Lamborghini of tractors, so it's pretty nice.
Thank you very much to Titan Machine. I tell you what, they've set us up well, during a hard time, because of Greenfield, what they had to go through, but very, very much thank you very much for what they've done, and we've really been trying to get things set up for these guys too. We put the flag tub to Titan Machinery, and we have a lot of green sponsors in the sense of Chat and Iowa Corn, and that's why we went to a lot of green themes, but the Titan Red, that's that looks pretty sweet.
International
Red. That's
International
right.
Harvester.
Yeah. In my International Harvester. Isn't there a song like that or something like that?
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
I don't know what we would have done, several years ago without the Titan tractor.
Oh boy, yeah.
We were so low on water wagon stuff, and we've had the Magnum water wagon just for several years now, and without the case tractor, I don't know what we would have done. So it's just a small gesture that we did, I know, for Titan Machinery to put it on the flag stand. But that sponsorship is one of the best ones we got down here, because without that tractor, I don't know what we would do. And you look around the area at a lot of racetracks, equipment, things like that. We definitely have the nicest tractor out of any track around here, that's for sure.
It's just a sweet thing. So, so also, not to mention the hobby stocks, we had a lot of good racing in every class. The stock cars were down a little bit last week. We had, Jesse Dennis got his first win in a stock car. Good to see that. We missed out on a few guys.
Oh boy, there's another stock car. Old Wahoo's here.
Yeah, so we missed out on a few guys, and one of the guys we missed out was Luke Ramsey. I think he had some car trouble, I guess, but. Just a quick mention, Luke was here last week with the parts trader, so just a shout out to Luke, that Luke has agreed to be our parts trader this year, and we really haven't mentioned that. I don't know why. We were just talking about that the other day, and I want to give a shout out to Luke for, setting that up for us this year and getting that set up and helping us out. We haven't had a technically a parts trader for a couple of years now. So
yeah, ever since motorsports kind of just left us, it
was a manpower thing more than anything with those guys, I think. So just like every job is manpower, but
the floater's ripping.
Yeah, the floater's out there rolling. So yeah.
But yeah, big thanks to Luke Ramsey for doing that for sure. I know he's done it at Stewart before too. But
shout out to that, and then. On top of that, we had our B-Mod feature last week, and by the way, Jesse, I think he's going to be a guest tonight as well for the stock cars. Another good race, our B-Mods. Can't think.
I'm guessing these are our tri-state guys.
I hope so. I got out there so.
I'll tell you what. When we talk about our sport mods, man, Bryce Allen is 100% the guy to beat right now. That car is absolutely on rails. It is. I would almost say it is almost, 4 or 5 paces above everybody else right now. And I know you talked to your buddy Hunter Post, and it sounds like a chassis change may be in order, things like that. But maybe, don't know. But the way Bryce Allen's racing this new Edge, it might be something where guys are opening their eyes and saying, "Man, this is a really good car," and might be something to purchase. So. Josh Mose has definitely got something figured out in that camp because he built a heck of a piece. And, 2 brand new Edge cars won last week. Bryce and then Josh Mose himself in that A-Mod. So those 2 cars, and that car is here again tonight, race fans. And if those 2 cars get beat, you earned it.
Yeah, no, it was crazy fast. Man, I was telling some people, I'm like, Bryce Allen kind of stunk up the show a little bit, but I tell you what, if you took him out of the race, the battle for third, it was third because Kralik was
Sink
up there
and Poston, the old Schlonghorn cars.
Oh, yeah. There with Evan Davis, too. They were going at it 3 wide most of the race. So it was a heck of a battle for third. Unfortunately, it wasn't for the lead, but when you have a guy like Bryce Allen, he's got his stuff dialed in right now.
Yeah, a quick shout to Sean Kralik for showing up in his old vehicle.
Looked really good.
Yeah. He told me that thing's almost 20 years old. So
yeah. I mean, the way it looked, he might just not even get that other one fixed.
He said
work on this one.
I asked him. I asked him if he's going to, and he said probably not. It's junk. So
I talked to him the same way. He said that it's amazing how it pretty much accordioned that thing pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's too bad. So brand new car.
Yeah, he got hit a ton.
So yeah, it's just unfortunate. So then we go to our A mods. I forgot to pull it up.
A-Mod show again was a pretty good race too there towards the end. Track got pretty choppy there at the end, and it allowed for mistakes from the leader. Josh Mose got out by quite a ways.
Yeah.
And then Cooper and Wiggins just came out of nowhere, and then Jeff James was there as well. Top 4 were kind of just right there.
Well, and that's what I went and talked with Most about it, and he said, with that storm rolling in, the moisture kind of came up, and it made the bottom pretty dominant. But the good thing is it got a little bit of character. So he said, that you could make the top work. The bottom was faster, but if you couldn't hit those ruts. If you hit the rut, I would assume probably came from the frames of the cars, but they it kind of equaled out the track. I know character isn't always the best thing, but sometimes it does make for some good racing, as long as it's not too gnarly,
Yeah.
Not Gateway level gnarly.
Not or making Speedway gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was ridiculous this week.
Josh Cooper was making that high side work too. That was making it exciting. And Jeff Wiggins, he came through the field.
Oh yeah.
And I told Josh Most afterwards, I said I always like to see anybody win, but I said I admitted I was kind of being sentimental, rooting for Wiggy. This, what they had to go through last week. I think that would have been the topper of the whole week if he could have pulled that thing off. I think the crowd would have went crazy on what he had to go through last week and this week as well.
That would have been about as emotional as the as the Brad Derry tradition win when we lost Jeremy Ribby.
Right,
so
right, absolutely correct. So, but, you know, it was a great race. Josh did a great job with that car, and I do believe that car is here again this week too, isn't it?
Yep.
Over there on the trailer.
Yep, right there by the Poston crew.
Over there in the Zeitner trailer. So, hey, glad to see that back out here as well, as along with any other new drivers. So,
I know I talked to Justin after the races. I said, how sick to your stomach does it make you to watch somebody else driving your car? He's like, man, I really don't like watching racing. He's like, I'd rather be in the car, and I was like, understandable. So, one thing I do want to say before we go to break is these guys share a birthday, and it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I see.
So
he put something up for me down there.
Yeah,
so.
That's all for Cliff, right?
Yeah. No, Bobby was messaging me this week. He's like, you better be ready because we're going to have something down here in the pits.
I do want to give a birthday shout out to these two. He turns 23 tomorrow, and he turns 19.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
Man, I tell you.
What are you now, 24?
25.
25.
I don't remember 23.
And
I don't remember 23.
Man, it's making me feel old. I'm starting to see
it's double digits, whatever it is. So.
Some of the youngest kids I went to daycare with are graduating high school this year. I'm like, man, I'm 25, but it makes me feel like I'm 80 years old seeing those kids graduate.
Everybody says it just gets faster.
Awful.
So
yeah, 25's awful.
I got to give a shout out to my mom too. I think she's watching. Her birthday was yesterday, so we took her over to Creston, had some margaritas. So
Casa.
Yep.
Good for you.
So
that's great.
All right, well, we're going to go to our quick commercial break here.
I think I have my computer set up this week, so don't do that anymore. So we're going to give it our first try to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with Pitside Live. No, we're not. I don't know. I guess it just wants to do this once every week for me. I don't know. We're gonna log.
If it doesn't work next week, I'm gonna give him my MacBook, and we're gonna get rid of this HP.
Now easy.
And something a little bit more reliable. So.
I went in and changed my settings. It's not supposed to do this, but I don't know. It just like to time me out.
I did get a message really quick.
Okay.
Also want to give a wedding anniversary shout out to Delmer and Lois Derry.
Oh, great.
44 years today. So. That's Brad Derry's parents, so happy anniversary to those
Lois
two.
Lois
is our streamer.
Our unofficial
She's our
videographer.
Unofficial videographer.
Yeah, so it was great to have her doing that because people like to say, hey,
a lot of drivers appreciate that.
Yeah,
so.
pull up Lois Derry on Facebook.
All right, you want to try this again?
We're going to give her a break again. Let's try this again. We'll be right back with you.
Too busy at work to wait in a long line at Subway? Order online at order.subway.com. Simply register with your email and password and order away. You can also download the Subway app on your smartphone. Order up to 6 subs, salads, or pizza. Ready in 15 minutes once order is submitted. Also add chips, cookies, and drinks easily. And Subway's back to normal hours Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Order online at Subway in Red Oak, Clarinda, Shenandoah, Best Finish Auto Sales and Service is proud of the quality used vehicles they sell and their dedication to serve the needs of their customers. Whether it's your first purchase or one of many that you've had, you can count on their dedicated sales staff to make the best buying experience possible. They also offer financing on your vehicle purchase. Best Finish can also take care of your service needs, from oil change, brakes, alignment, air conditioning, to any body shop and repair needs. Stop by Best Finish Auto Sales and Service at 209 Sharp Street in Glenwood for all of your vehicle needs.
What if we could harness the power of the sun by using the earth to transform the way we use energy? Water furnace geothermal systems are simply the most efficient way to keep your family comfortable. Winter or summer, day or night, rain or shine, without burning fossil fuels, giving you the freedom to focus on life.
Call Camlin Mechanical or visit camlinmechanical.com for your water furnace needs today.
Are you interested in starting a career instead of just getting another job? Well, hop on over to Fresco System USA and let us help you find the one for you. We offer competitive wages, benefits starting day one, and so much more. You can pick up an application at 2026 Fernwood Avenue, find us on Indeed, Better Team, and Facebook, or call 712-623-8100, extension 6659. Spring into action and join the Fresco team today.
Let us help insulate your home with Heartland Foam.
No matter what your insulation needs are, Heartland Foam Insulators is your go-to company. From removal to blow-in to foam, they are ready to go to work for you in any type of building, whether it be an existing house, new construction, a metal building, commercial building, or a unique project. Call Heartland Foam Insulators today at 712-623-4515 or heartlandfoam.com.
Since 1892, Malvern Bank has been building community from 404 Main Street in Malvern, Iowa. For generations, Malvern Bank has been serving local businesses, families, and farms to help them achieve their goals in every step of their lives. From saving for college to planning for retirement and everything in between, Malvern Bank is your full-service community bank, here to help as you plan for the next chapter of your life. Call, click, or stop in today to apply for an account, loan, or credit card. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, equal.
Welcome back to Pitside Live here at Adams County Speedway. Once again, thank you to Subway, Farm Bureau, Jake Gillespie, can't thank him enough. Malvern State Bank, Shore Motor Company, Josh down there in Clarinda, Heartland Best Finish Auto, Camlin Mechanical. Thank you very much for being part of the KOA KCSI radio family and sponsoring us here on Pitside Live. Tell you what, our first guest here is our sponsor tonight, and that is part of the Tri-State Auto family out of Maryville.
How are y'all doing? Hey, nice to be here with you guys.
Absolutely.
Very much appreciate you guys coming and bringing a first-timer with you over there.
Yep.
So.
First time to the races for her. So.
That's good.
You got to get him, and you got to get him hooked. So,
that's the way to do it, right?
So, no, I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Thank you very much. You brought a couple of vehicles again tonight.
We did.
So.
We brought a 23 Ford F-150 XLT. We've got a MSRP on it at $70,450, but we've got a $10,900 discount on it. And 1.9% for 72 months on any 23 model F-150.
And we were just talking off air. I said, holy cow, if you guys aren't paying attention to interest rates, you better be heading down to Maryville because that's incredible, 1.9 interest rate. I think it's like, that's what I figured it's through the auto company itself. But, man, that's tremendous because, like I said, we've done some snooping. Not until next April we're going to pull the trigger. But it's like, man, I keep thinking, how these interest rates started going down immensely. But
yeah, I
forgot about that.
That's about the best you're going to find right now. They do have a few of them out there with some 0% interest.
I thought you were lying when you said it. I'm like,
no,
1.9% interest. What?
Yep.
He's been trying to refinance his car.
Oh, my God.
Good luck.
Now just come trade it in. You'll
you
feel
go.
a lot better about it.
Go. And you have a second one down there too, don't you?
We do. We've got a 2023 Ford Mustang GT, super low miles on it, convertible with a 6-speed.
I'm sure that thing is horrible to drive.
Yeah, it's pretty excruciating.
Well, we'll let you take her out there and see what you can do with her.
Did you have a top down on it right now?
Yeah, it is down.
Oh yeah, it's
down
super
there
nice
right
out.
now. So
I forgot to ask you. You want to pace both of them or just one of them?
Might as well bring them both out.
Yeah, we could probably do that. We
can
can run them out there and see how they.
Definitely going to use them for a pace vehicle. So
yeah,
we'll get her out there with our old
go.
Yeah, I remember that one
and
well.
They packed like 8 people in the Bronco, and they had people going out the side of it waving. I'm like, how many people fit that?
Well, it had those windows that come out. I remember all that.
They come apart pretty good. With the tops down on those things, you can pack a lot. Come apart pretty good. With the tops down on those things, you can pack a lot of people.
That was like the first year they come out with.
A lot of people.
That was like the first year they come out with those things. That's like, man, those things were something else. Because when I those things, it's like, man, those things were something else. Because when I met my wife, she had it
Made of pure steel back then.
Yeah, it's like,
solid.
those were
solid hunk of metal.
So, the old Bronco 2.
They don't make stuff like that anymore.
No, they don't. No, they don't. We hear that almost every day.
All the old farmers come in. Man, I wish they made stuff like they did back in the day. I said, well, I know.
Fiberglass and carbon fiber, fiberglass. Yeah.
They do get a lot of carbon fiber. The new Mustang Dark Horse that they've got out right now, 500 horsepower stock. It's something to really look at.
Well, every time I drive down the south side of Maryville, it seems like that area is just like growing. It's like a metropolis down there now.
Yeah, there's it's
got a brand new
activity.
Casey's DQ down there. A lot of new stuff down there. But you guys got
the road fixed.
Yeah. They got the road south of Maryville fixed right now. It's really smooth. Nice place to go for a test drive.
So we always seem like we say a lot of times Tri-State Ford, but it's the Tri-State Auto family, really. I think so. We've always said it too. But
yeah,
what other brands of vehicles do you guys sell down there?
So we've got a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep store right next door to us. They're both on the same property. We've got a huge selection of used cars. I mean, in any brand, we've got anything from Chevy, Ford, Dodge, Hyundais. We got a lot down there. So
I feel like the used car market's kind of gotten back to normal now after COVID.
Yeah, it's starting to level out a little bit. A lot of things are getting back to their normal pace.
Because there for a while, man, the used car market was
it was pretty rough.
Well, if I remember right, we've talked about this before. The new car market was tough because it was the chips. Wasn't that the issue back then?
Yeah, they were having trouble making chips. There were multiple things that were going on there, but it's just it's finally starting to level out a little bit. Inventory's getting a lot better. They're still able to order some of the vehicles that you're looking for. We got a Ranger Raptor right now that we ordered out on a guy. So coming in, and if we don't have it, we can usually find someone we can get it for you.
And it sounds like to me you guys do a really good job of getting yourself branched out into the southeast Nebraska area, northeast Kansas, southwest Iowa, obviously northwest Missouri. So
we have a pretty far stretch. I mean, we really do. We get people from all over. I mean, we've even had people from Texas come up here and buy cars from us. Just because we got that truck that they want.
Right.
Happy to deliver one, or somebody wait for you.
You guys pull quite a bit from obviously St. Joe area, Kansas City.
Not as much as you think. Normally, I mean, we do some dealer trades and stuff like that, which all the dealers do.
Right.
But it's one of those things where you can. I had a guy come in Thursday night, and he wanted to buy a specific color, that green Raptor color they got out right now, and we just couldn't find one, and I had one in 12 hours for him. And he turned around and left from the dealership to go to North Dakota.
Really?
So,
Okay.
Didn't waste any time putting some miles on it.
You guys, one thing I see is you're located in a small town, but you guys are a pretty big dealership for a small town, which is nice because you guys got probably one of the biggest selections around for small town Missouri.
Yeah, we do. We have a good inventory right now. We've got a lot of F-250s. We've got a couple F-350s. I mean, we've got a lot of Edges too, and that's a hot car right now. I mean, that's a great car. That's a family SUV.
See a lot of them on the road.
Yeah, you do. There's a lot of them out there.
So I know that's something that the wife
keep nudging you about.
Back in the Bronco 2 days,
Yeah, I hear you.
They're kind of pushing for an SUV now.
Yeah,
they've had a minivan forever.
Yeah.
That was my first vehicle, was a minivan.
Yeah.
The old man van.
Yeah,
it's sitting right over there.
There it is, right there with the old right front off of it. It's behind the
track to haul stuff back and forth.
Thought he pointed at the ambulance.
In the day, it was called the man van.
It's the red van behind the tower thing. Yeah, that thing was awesome.
The chick magnet vehicle. That's what that. Anyway,
we actually put a burlap sack on the rear and hang it down from the hitch with a couple of baseballs in it.
Yeah.
The man van.
Oh yeah. So you mentioned the 1.9 financing through Ford, but do you have any options like that with other brands or?
The brands are all specific on the way that they do their rebates and things like that. The big thing with that 23 Ford F-150 is that it's the $10,900 discount,
right,
and the 1.9%. It's
That's
not one.
amazing.
That's not one or the other. I mean, you're talking huge savings when you're going into something that low.
That interest rate, man, that'll save you a chunk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy.
That thing, you guys listening and come to the track, make sure you check that vehicle out. Maybe you can get her.
Especially when you're
talking to you tonight
especially
about
when
that
you're
thing.
financing a vehicle that's upper in price, above $50,000. That's going to save you a lot of money.
That saves you a ton. I mean, all in all, I'd say your savings are going to be well over $20,000 all said and done.
Easy, without a doubt. So, I tell you what, once again, appreciate you guys very much coming.
Thanks for having us.
Brandy's great to deal with. I remember dealing with her a while back, and then I had to switch to someone, and now I sent an email, and that's me, Brandy again. I said, oh, okay, so that's good.
she's got many tasks at the dealership she deals with.
A lot of hats she wears.
A lot of help down there.
So I tell you what, I always wear my tri-state hat quite often up here, so we thank them very much for.
You have to come down and get you a new updated one.
Okay,
I got one for you.
I can do that. Oh, and I hope you brought a few because we want to
give
that's the other thing, we want to give our champions.
We give all our feature winners
put a hat on there, so
a
get
hat
them in the picture,
and we'll get them in the picture too.
Absolutely. So I'll need 5 of those.
We have our own Victory Lane feature winner hats, but typically the sponsors that like to bring hats, we like to do that. So
absolutely,
get your photo ops with that and our new Victory Lane sign down there. So it's a good deal. So. But, once again, thanks you guys for coming up here and being on board with us and coming up here doing the show. And,
that's good to be here.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that about covers it on what we got. But, if anybody wants to come down to Tri-State and talk to us, feel free to. We're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 6, and then on Saturday it's 8:30 to 4. So
one thing I like about you guys, one thing I will say before you guys get off of here is you guys aren't that big wig dealership, from the city that is trying to screw you under the table and things like that.
No.
A lot of your people that work down there are small town people.
Yep. Yeah,
and
we've got guys that have been there 20 years. I mean,
they grew up in a small town, and they're down home people, and they want to help you out. They're not there to screw you.
Yeah.
So,
like I said off the air, we're Bearcat alumnus, and we love Titletown. So can't say much about that, and I'm just leery about what's going to happen here with all these new coaches we're going to have. So we'll see what
things are changing down there.
There's some big changes.
Yeah,
coming
there
down
is. So anyway, we'll get through her. So, but I have faith in our AD. So anyway, I'll be down there.
Little extras put on it. I was looking forward to taking that Mustang out on the track tonight. It's been a minute since I've been on one. So.
There you go.
So
this is one of the fastest tracks you'll get right here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, once again, thank you very much. I got to take us to a commercial break because I've got to switch over.
Did you refresh it?
I shouldn't have to now. I will see. Let's see. I love computers. So
there you go.
Let's see if this thing will work again. So, anyway, thank you once again. I'll head on down there with you, and I'll get off the air here so Cole can take over for me. I got to go put on my other hat for tonight. So, once again, thank you very much. We're going to be right back to Pitside Live in just about 2 minutes. Ha ha!
This is Josh with Shore Motor Company in Clarinda. We want to be your GM dealer. We have highly qualified and trained technicians ready to work on your vehicle. Anything from recalls to warranty work and beyond, we are your GM dealer. Our service department is open 6 days a week for all your service needs. We even have an express lane for those no-appointment quick oil changes. Visit our website at shoremotor.com to request an appointment or give Mike or Amanda a call at 712-542-6581. We are your GM dealer. Shore Motor Company, just south of the square in beautiful Clarinda.
Just as your local State Farm agent teams combine good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. This is your local State Farm agent, Dave Carball, and we promise to deliver the service you deserve at the price you want. My State Farm team will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call us today at 712-623-5639 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Just as your local State Farm agent teams combine good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. This is your local State Farm agent, Dave Carball, and we promise to deliver the service you deserve at the price you want. My State Farm team will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call us today at 712-623-5639 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Best Finish Auto Sales and Service is proud of the quality used vehicles they sell and their dedication to serve the needs of their customers. Whether it's your first purchase or one of many that you've had, you can count on their dedicated sales staff to make the best buying experience possible. They also offer financing on your vehicle purchase. Best Finish can also take care of your service needs, from oil change, brakes, alignment, air conditioning, to any body shop and repair needs. Stop by Best Finish Auto Sales and Service at 209 Sharp Street in Glenwood for all of your vehicle needs.
Welcome back, race fans, to Pitside Live here at the Adams County Speedway in Corning, Iowa, along with our YouTube channel. I know it's kind of going in and out again. I apologize for that, race fans. We gotta get this Wi-Fi situation figured out because it's not the greatest up here right now. So, unfortunately, I don't have an Ethernet cord to run through the door or anything like that. But Cole and I are going to finish this thing off. My father had to go down and do race director duty stuff tonight, so he'll be off the air for the rest of the show here. We got about 45 minutes left, so we're going to move into some results from last week, talk about some of the races, fill you guys in on what happened, and from what we can remember anyway.
Yeah.
So, Cole, do you want to give us a rundown on some top 10 from our Floating Vine Compacts from last Saturday night?
Yeah, so coming home 10th, he started 11th is Dustin Shepard. Yep, okay, I accidentally looked at the start spot there.
Yep.
But yeah, starting 10th and finishing 9th was the 69X of Owen Richards. Justin Best came home 8th. A little bit of a rough race for him, but he was involved on that first lap incident. So he went from 2nd to 8th. Tyler Hoover, 3rd to 7th with the old yak and right back out onto the track. So I had to go to the tail.
The yak and back.
Yep, under the
I need to go
flag.
Talk to him about that because everybody was laughing their butts off about that.
I talked to him about it down in the pits, and he's like, yeah, I heard you guys mention it over the radio. He's like, I think that was pretty funny, actually.
the old puking rally.
Well, I asked him why he didn't just do it out on the back straightaway. He's like, well, I didn't want anybody to hit it and get all over their car.
Loved the old puking rally.
I told him he should have just pulled to the grass on the next to the wall and did it, but nonetheless came back out, battle all the way back to 7th, and then coming home 6th, started on the pole, the 69 of Brett Shepard, Jeremy Frazier 5th, Andrew Akers 8th to 4th, John Berg looks like he is the biggest mover.
The old hard charger.
Yeah, went 12th to 3rd, so very good run for the old Frito Bandito out of Creston. Second was the 5 of Xander Steiner. He started 7th and went to 2nd. And Tyler Housley, your winner, kind of ran away with it. Started 5th, and if I remember correct, he got to the front pretty quick and didn't look back. So
current point standings after 3 total nights of races so far, race fans. Top 10 in your Floating Vine Compacts. 10th place is Tyler Hoover. 9th place is Jesse Ramos out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. He's getting a lot more consistent, along with this guy in 8th place, Keegan Russell, in that 751 car. 7th place is the 69X of Owen Richards. 6th place is the 5 car of Xander Steiner. Xander's been struggling with consistency just a little bit. Got caught up in some wrecks and things like that, so he's going to look to pick up some points here. Moving into our top 5 with 262 points. This is definitely going to be my most improved driver right now. Currently, Jeremy Frazier in that 8F car. He's out of Brooks, Iowa. 4th place is tied, 262. That's Tyler Housley in that 15H. He was last week's feature winner. 3rd place, Andrew Akers out of Gravity in that 28 car. He's 2 points ahead of Tyler Housley with 264. 2 points ahead of him is the 23 car out of Malvern, Dustin Shepard, with 266. Your point leader currently has a 16-point gap. Your most consistent guy all year long. Does not have a feature win this year, but I think he's finished in the top 5. I think every single night so far, if I can remember. So, if you look at if you look at points racing and you look at all that stuff, we talk about it all the time. You know, that's why John Berg's in the lead right now. You know, feature wins do help, but when you can finish in the top 5 consistently every Saturday night, and I know John Berg is at heart, he is a points racer, and I think he's learned over the past couple years especially that, really quick, I've got multiple people telling me I'm going to go turn it up, so I'll be right back.
All right, I'll let you out here. But yeah, I mean, consistency is key in this points racing. You know, you can't have, I mean, you look at a guy like Xander Steiner, he's very, very quick, but he's had some issues, and but that's part of racing. I think of also, you know, you talk about Tyler Hoover. Hoover's had a lot of speed, but that first night when he had those engine issues, it really mired him way back in the points right now. I think Evan said that he was 9th. So I'm sure he's going to, you know, start to climb up through there. He already has, but it's very unfortunate for him because if he could have had a run like he's been having all season, Tyler could be up there in that top 3 of points. So we'll let Evan back in here.
It was kind of light, so I had to turn it up just a little bit. But I know I heard you talking a little bit, you know, about that consistency piece and things like that. I feel like, you know, like Adam Hensel's kind of got it figured out too. You know, it's something where you take the chances when you need to, and then when there's, let's say, 2-3 laps to go, and you're sitting in that, you know, 4th place spot, and you know you might have a car to win. You know, it's better just to settle for where you're at. And I feel like, you know, from a professional standpoint, even the NASCAR series, you know, those guys are so good at knowing exactly, you know, what kind of piece they got.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a 6th place car tonight. I'm going to try to get the best position I can, but I'm not going to try to take myself out of it.
Exactly. No, you just got to take it when it comes. I mean, the perfect example, I think, is the night that Buddy won the Hobby Stock feature. You know, I think Adam probably had the car to win that night, but he was in 4th behind a 3-wide battle, and he probably knew if he got too aggressive, he could have crashed. So
right.
He knew he had a top 5. I mean, it's the 2nd race of the year, so I mean, don't want to bury yourself too deep too early on.
I feel like a lot of these guys too that have won several track championships here at the Speedway have really figured out how to manage. They're just race managers. I mean, you got guys like Sean Kralik and Bryce Allen in the sport mods that they are the epitome of a race car manager. They take care of their stuff. They make sure they're not in the wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, obviously you're going to have bad luck every once in a while. It's racing, but it seems like, you know, they know exactly what to do on restarts. You know, not you know, floorboard deep going down the front stretch. You know. Yeah. And I feel like 2 guys that are getting a lot better in that sport mod class at doing that is Evan Davis and Hunter Poston.
Yeah.
Those 2 guys are kind of transitioning from, okay, I'm really trying, you know, to get to the front as quick as I can, to where, you know, let's just manage my car a little bit and let's kind of figure out where I'm at, and then let's go from there. I feel like those 2 guys are really improving on that as well.
Yeah, and one of my biggest things, and I know people will probably scoff at this, but I always tell people, when you watch the big guys race, the one guy that I always watch is Denny Hamlin, and that is how you want to manage a race. Now, when he gets a little aggressive, that's a little different, but he is a guy. And
but that's what sells tickets.
We have a buddy that works at JGR, and my buddies always give him crap because Denny will be running 12th or 15th, and they're like, "Oh, he's not doing too good today," and I'm like, "You guys don't watch enough.
Just wait.
He's going to be in the top 5 at the end of this thing." And
that's
sure
the way.
Enough,
that's the way Kevin Harvick was for years, and that's why they called him the closer.
Yep.
You know, and guys like Sean Kralik, I call him the closer because, you know, he'll be maintaining, and then you know, caution comes out with 4 or 5 to go, and it's like, where the heck did he come from?
Yeah, he's restarting in the top 3 with a chance to win. You're like, what?
He tells himself, he's like, well, it's time to go. Yeah. Might as well go. So while we are talking about sport mods, let's move into some results from our sport mods here and talk about that, since don't have a guest on the show tonight for that. But I know Bryce Allen did get 2 in a row here, but I'll pull up my points here currently for our RJ Plumbing and Heating Sport Modifieds. So
I went the wrong way.
Oh, had to go up, I think. Oh,
yep, man. Now I went too far. You can tell I don't normally run this thing. Probably right underneath the hobby. Well,
stock car. Hey, there it is.
There they are. All right. So yeah, last week your top 10. Coming back to the track, pretty solid finish. Alan Worth comes home with a top 10. Darren Hardesty in 9th. That's another guy that's just been putting in some solid races, getting better every week. Tate Hafner with a top 8. He ran really well in the early.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is a career best finish for Tate.
No, he ran very well. I mean, he ran in the top 3 there for a while. So
yep,
very good run.
He's probably my vote for right now for most improved driver.
Exactly. So I mean, and he's improving at a rapid rate. So who knows? You could see him battling for top 5s by the end of the season, and he's got a lot of good people around him down where he pits. So Austin Hardesty 7th. Kind of a guy that last year he was battling for top 5s, maybe looking for a chance at a win. I think maybe struggling just a little bit at the beginning of the year, but he looked really good on what was it, night 1.
Yep.
And unfortunately got DQ'd in his heat race and then had to start at the back. So that could have been a night. You never know. But
he does it. He does have a different piece under him.
Yeah. So definitely learning.
Yep. Exactly.
But David Orr 6th, another great run for that driver. Evan Davis 5th. I believe that's his 3rd top 5 this year.
Yep.
Hunter Poston 4th. Josh Sink 3rd. Great run for him. Sean Kralik 2nd. Like we said, he started on the pole, has that old car out here, and a great run. I did not expect that old car.
I talked to him last week after the races a little bit, and he was happy with what he done. He's just really bummed out, that he has that newer car and it's not raceable. So had to pull the old car out of the weeds, and I told him, I said, hey, at least you're still competitive,
Yeah.
A lot of guys, if you look at the negative side of it, a lot of guys will just pack up ship and be done for the year.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously we don't wish it on him, but I mean, you never know. There could be a night where something happens to Bryce, and Sean coming out and getting 2nd and 3rd every night in this old car. I mean, that could be the difference between him winning a championship and not. So
right.
Just got to keep at it. But speaking of Bryce Allen, your winner, hard charger of the night, up 9 spots from 10th, takes the win. And, man, it's just it's going to be fun to watch to see if anybody can beat him. And I know a few guys. I have some friends that we're talking about. If he does go 3 in a row here, I think the bounty talks are going to start getting into place here.
Well, because I think the talks are already starting to come into place because of how dominant he has been.
Yeah.
That I talked about it 20 minutes ago. That car is a brand new Edge chassis by Most, and Josh Most has built such a good piece for him that car is almost unbeatable right now. It's that good, and you can visually see it. I mean, he can. It's not like he's running one lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's going all over. I mean, he passed the guy 2 weeks ago on a rubber down bottom racetrack. He passed him
around
the outside the rubber. So the car is just absolutely perfect. And Bryce talked about it on the show last week. He said, this is the first car I've ever had where I can run somewhere where I can run places where other people aren't. And I know it's kind of a Captain Obvious statement, but when you have a car that can run where other people aren't and you're running just as fast, I mean, it's that's
gonna be hard to beat.
He's really hard to beat. So moving into our points here, in your RJ Plumbing and Heating Sport Modifieds, 10th place is Sean Kralik. 9th place is the 20 car of Kirk McKay. 8th place is Tate Hafner in that 17 car out of Corning. 7th place is Darren Hardesty. He's out of Cumberland. 6th place is David Orr. Moving into your 5th place is Austin Hardesty with 256 points. He's out of Adair. 4th place is Evan Davis out of right here in Corning with 270 points. 3rd place is Hunter Poston out of Villisca with 276. 2nd place is Josh Sink. He's out of Ankeny with 278, currently 2 points ahead of Hunter Poston. And your point leader, he's clear by 18 points right now. That's Bryce Allen out of Stanton with 296. So a couple things I do want to mention for our Sport Mods tonight. I am looking forward to seeing a couple new drivers in our Sport Mods tonight. I know Hayden Pelzer down there, the Brad Bergeron crew, has brought the B mod here for the first time. Not really sure who is going to be racing that car, but I don't know if it's going to be Brad or the Pelzer kid. I'm not sure, but that is a piece that they've kind of put together this year. I know Jeff James and Brad Bergeron have kind of put that together. So really curious to see who's going to drive that car tonight, and also Cade Myers tonight.
Yeah. So that's a Poston Motorsports owned car there. So going to be fun to watch that. And I believe that is his car that he ran before the car that he has now.
Gotcha.
So it is a Harris chassis, pretty similar to what Hunter's driving now. So he'll have a good reference for setup there. And man, I tell you, we're looking down the pits right here. I did see, I believe that's Kyle Tanner over there.
Yep.
Also back at the track.
Also, I see a former track champion here at the Speedway. First time he's been here in a long time. Race fans out of Adele. That's big deal, Dylan Book. So he's a former track champion. He's a wheelman.
I tell you what, man. Hey, his cars
always look good.
His cars will never come to the track not looking good. I mean, that thing is.
Also, I see another couple new cars while we're talking about it. I mean, you've got Tyson Partridge in the Signwinder house car. He's here. I know he usually races up at Shelby County Speedway, so good to have another stock car here. He's here tonight. I see a new hobby stock back there. Tim McCullum's back. Just it's always good to see new faces and new cars here because that's what keeps this place alive. Also good to have the Parrot Boys back this week. So I know I was looking through. I know our car count was down quite a bit last week, but I was talking to some guys about why they didn't race and all this stuff, and there was just a lot going on last week. I mean, we had all the storms throughout the Greenfield area, and Adams County. We had it was Memorial Day weekend. Unfortunately, it's instead of back in the day where everybody was like, hey, let's go to the races on your weekend off. It's kind of the exact opposite now.
Yeah.
It's I feel like this is kind of a more of a routine deal rather than a special occasion deal now. So it's kind of just changed. So
yeah, but no, I'm liking the way it looks, man. This is should be a pretty good race night right now. I think just kind of missing a couple weekly regulars, but besides that,
I know Tanner's not here tonight yet. Tanner's going to be on the show hopefully here.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I know Chubbs is supposed to be here as well, so I don't know. Do you see him back there? Nope, not back there yet. So track prep crew's still doing a good job here. Jacob and Josh are still rolling the track in as much as they can, getting as much moisture on it, trying to keep up with Mother Nature in this windy, sunny day. So
I did have somebody message and ask why we're using the floater to water the track, but we're actually not. We just had the floater out there packing the track in, so.
I don't think the floater is out of commission, I think, forever for water.
Yeah.
So there's something going on with the wiring in that thing. We're trying to sell it right now, but hey, if we have it, we might as well use it to wheel pack. So the new Magnum's out there with the wheel packer right now. That tractor is the most overkill thing ever.
Oh, man, it's great. I know we were talking before we started the show. I'm like, if these tractors keep getting any nicer, we're going to have a tractor out there like just going all night on GPS, like a Roomba, just out there packing the track.
Put it into the old GPS and just let it go.
If it has as much power as that thing, you get a little sprinkler tank and just lightly mist the track all night.
I was just absolutely amazed by the load power that thing has. I mean, we were pulling like I said earlier, we were pulling the sheep's foot. With the old tractor, it was at 80% load power, and with this tractor, it's at 30. It's like pulling a napkin.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a second hitch on the back of that wheel packer to put the the water wagon on or something. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I didn't really realize until it came out there. I know you guys said it was big, but then when it went by, I'm like, holy cow, that thing is. We went
from 3 steps to get up that thing. That thing has got 5 steps to get up in that thing.
Man,
and when you're in it, you feel like you're so high in the air too. It's like hello down there. You're looking down. It's like, man, you are high off the ground in this thing.
I know these hot nights. One of our track prep guys is probably going to just sit in that thing and watch the races. You can probably see over most of the trailers in that thing. So.
Well, we are at the top of the hour, race fans. Do a little station identification for you here. You are listening to KCSI 95.3 radio out of Red Oak, and you're also listening to KOAK 1080 AM out of Villisca, Iowa. We're here with Cole Hendricks and Evan Baldwin here with you on Pitside Live, also on the YouTube channel. If you're still watching, we appreciate you. I know the Wi-Fi is not the greatest over there, but hopefully we're going to get some guests here on soon. I don't know.
Yeah.
The two guys that I messaged are two friends that are notoriously late.
Yeah, you never know when they're going to show up.
Yeah, so, but let's move on to our modifieds.
I was going to say, I don't think we've talked about the modifieds yet. So, Your top 10 in there, the 3C of Andrew Clark, 10th, and Tyler Fudge went 11th to 9th there. And then Cade Richards came up. I believe he normally races at Eagle, right? Or is it?
Cade said he doesn't really race Eagle much. He just kind of goes wherever.
Around, yeah.
Sometimes Beatrice, sometimes Eagle, sometimes just wherever.
A little bit of an outlaw, you could say.
But he did used to race Eagle religiously, though.
So, but no, it was good to see him up here. He got 8th in the feature. The A5, Austin Paul, got 7th. Jesse Dennis started 6th, finished 6th. Colton Garside, kind of the same thing here. The next 3 drivers, they finished where they started, but 5th for Colton Garside. Jeff James got 4th. Jeff Wiggins went 7th to 3rd. And, man, he was coming on strong there at the end. We thought maybe he might have something for Josh Most, but I think he just kind of caught a rut in 3 and 4, and that was kind of the end of that. But then you had Josh Cooper come 3rd, and honestly, his starting position didn't really tell the story of his race. He actually dropped back a little ways and then got up on the high side there and came back. So a solid finish for him in 2nd. He was ripping the top. You could have swore it was probably Jesse Dennis in that thing.
Yep.
And then your hard charger for the night in the A-mods was Josh Most. Came from 10th, finished 1st. That thing, man, it's going to be hard to beat. I think it'll be fun to watch tonight, see if anybody can bring a challenge to it. There was a little bit of a challenge there. It's like what I said earlier in the show. I was talking with Josh. He said, the bottom was definitely faster, but a little bit of character down there, you had to make sure you hit it right. And if you didn't, the top was faster. So it definitely made for a fun feature to watch. But it was, 4-car battle for the race lead almost there at the end. So
absolutely.
Very, very entertaining feature.
Track kind of transformed. I talked about that earlier. It just changed on a dime. So, and I know a lot of the mod guys, when it gets choppy, it's hard on equipment and things like that. But as a race fan, man, the choppier the track for modifieds, the better the race. I mean, that's just how it is down here. But
yeah, I mean, it's like what I said earlier. Like a little bit of character. Obviously, it's not great for the racers, but as far as for watching racing, sometimes a little character in the track is good.
That's what sells tickets, man.
But like we said, not quite. I think Gateway, though, every driver goes down there knowing what to expect. I mean, you're going there, but it's the great equalizer.
A lot of these tracks on the Helter, too, like over in Illinois, I mean, a lot of those tracks are like that. But the drivers know that.
Yeah.
And, you got guys like Ryan Unzicker and guys like that. They like racing on that kind of stuff.
Well, it's like what I just said. It's a great equalizer. When it gets rough, obviously you don't want it to get too rough, but it does equal out the competition. It kind of takes that equipment advantage out, but as long as your equipment can make it through it.
Right.
But,
who can dodge the holes the best, who can hit their marks, who can get the car turned and, keep it off the fence and all that kind of stuff. So let's move into our Poet Biorefining A-Modified point standings here currently after 3 nights of racing. 10th place is the Orange Skittle of Troy Fudge. 9th place is Monty Most. 8th place is the Purple Skittle of Tyler Fudge. 7th place is Andrew Clark. He is one of my most improved drivers right now in that 3C car. He's had a really good couple runs. Had a top 5 there a couple weeks ago. So 6th place is Austin Paul. 5th place is Colton Garside out of Greenfield, 274. 4th place is Chubbs, Jesse Ennis, out of Corning with 276. He is currently tied with our 3rd place point standings member is Jeff James out of Stanton with 276. 2 points ahead of him is 2nd place, the 10J car, of Josh Cooper. And your point leader, currently 10 points ahead, is Candyman Jeff Wiggins, looking for his first ever track championship down here. So
wow, that blows my mind. I actually did not realize he's never won one.
I think, actually, I'll have to ask him. I think maybe he's won one.
Surely.
But I do need to go ask him. I think I might have jumped the gun on that one a little bit. That's a good question, though. I'm going to have to remind myself to go ask him about that because I don't remember if he's ever won one.
If you figure that out, you might need to keep that under the wraps for a trivia question later on for a prize. But, yeah, no, that would be cool to see.
So 3 nights in, race fans, and I'm looking at these points, and
everything's tight.
Very tight, and something that I feel like the way this modified class is this year, apart from, Josh Most car right now, but that car's not going to be here every week, and we know that. From our guys that we know that are going to be here every single week, like Josh Cooper, Jeff Wiggins, Jeff James, Colton Garside, Jesse Ennis, Austin Paul, even Andrew Clark, Colton Garside, all those guys, I feel like this year there is not a standout.
No. I mean, it's going to be close. I mean, I think it's a matter of time before Jeff James gets into victory lane.
Yep.
Obviously, Jesse Dennis, he's going to win one. And
Jesse's so story on Jesse that I know right now is got a new car this year. It was a 24 Skyrocket. They took the crate out of it, put it in the old car now. He's been fighting car trouble, all that kind of stuff right now. And when you don't know the setup on certain things and you're struggling with that, it's very hard. And even for guys like Jesse Dennis who can literally drive blindfolded around this place, it just goes to show, the Garside crew, they are on top of their game right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think every night they go out there, their cars look good, and that's huge. I mean, it's like what we talked about with race closers. I feel like Wiggins is always that way. Jeff James is that way too, but it's just these guys, and you saw it last week. It doesn't look like they have the car to win, and before you know it, the last 5 laps of the race, they're creeping in on the race leader, and it's going to make for some awesome racing this year. I really am excited for our mod class. I think a lot of guys have stepped up their game, and I know those guys are hungry to try to take that track championship away from Jesse Dennis.
Oh yeah, I mean Chubbs has won the thing 7 times, and I know you got guys chomping at the bit. Josh Cooper's looking for his first career track championship. You've got Wiggins. I'm gonna have to go ask him. I just can't remember if he's ever won one. Colton Garside's never won one. Jeff James, I believe, has won one before. And then obviously you got Austin Paul down there. He's won a B-Mod track championship. But a lot of these guys, and I feel like, too, and Cole, I think you feel the same way. It's the fact that our modifieds, so many times there's like 1 or 2 guys that are like leaps and bounds better than everybody else.
Yeah.
And aside of Josh Most and his car, obviously right now that car is just absolutely on rails. But aside of him, every single one of these guys can win on any given night, and that makes it more fun for the race fans. That makes it more fun for us as announcers because you really don't know, who's going to be the better car that night. The point average thing I feel like helps a lot with that too because, like Josh Most is going to have to pass quite a few cars tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, he won last week. He's not going to start up front. That's just kind of how it goes. But it's just something where, again, it's going to be, something to behold. And one thing I see, too, the fudges are getting better, things like that. And then Allison Davidson's back now. She's always a tough competitor, too, and things like that. So with modified racing, how much it's transitioned over the years, you look at all these modified big shows around the area.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of this weekly modified stuff is dying. Aside of maybe 2 tracks in Iowa, we all know who those 2 tracks are, but you're located right in the middle of the state, right in the most populated part of the state. We're just really, really thankful down here for the mod guys that we have.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's kind of tough. You see, and this is what I appreciate, and I say it a lot too, these huge money shows. I mean, just like Spencer, every now and then you go, why are they running that on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But you think about it, they're trying to help out the local tracks because that's the one thing now. And it's great for dirt racing how many big money shows we have now. But
right.
The problem is it's hard to keep your local guys there when they're like, well, I can go race for $10,000 almost every other week. So why would it,
Right.
So it's awesome. And there's a race coming up over at 141 Speedway. It's a dual 10,000 to win show each night. And they do that middle of the week so they can help out all their local tracks with
right.
turnout. So it's cool seeing stuff like that. And it'll be fun to watch. It's good that we can have our modified class.
One topic I will bring up too that's kind of a hard topic, topic of controversy a little bit, is these big shows. Yeah. You got the local guy, the low budget guy who's really good at the local tracks. Mm-hmm. But these big shows, like take the Clay County show for example. Again, you're not going to stop these professional drivers coming in and racing other people's cars. You're not going to stop that. That's the problem. But I do feel for the local guys because in some aspects, there is opinions out there that it's like you're stealing from these local guys. You're stealing all this money and things like that. But I get that. But the problem with it is that, you know, it's just something where how can you stop that from happening?
Well, and you know, I've always been of the opinion that, you know, when you put up big money like that, you're trying to attract a big car field,
right?
With
the big
drivers
names
you can find.
Exactly.
And, I mean, you think about. I mean, honestly, there was 2 drivers why I bought the stream. Well, I didn't. We split it, but
right.
Why I got that stream
exactly,
and it was for our local guys that were up there. I think it was Poston and Brad Deary.
Yep.
Which unfortunately Deary wasn't able to make it for the last night. And then the other guy was Ricky Thornton. I wanted to see what he was going to do in a stock car. So, you know, if any of our local guys didn't go up there, I was probably still going to buy it because Ricky Thornton was there. So it's, you know, it's just,
you know, those
things.
Those names sell tickets.
Yeah, it's hard to keep them away. And I mean, I think Ricky said it best. He's like, if I ever get to a position, or he's like, I'm not in a position where I can pass up a chance at 25. Obviously, the purse did get knocked down with the rain, but I mean, if you're in a position where you can pass up 2 opportunities at $25,000, you're probably sitting pretty good in life.
Right.
So,
and I mean, you look at it from a standpoint, too, on the flip side of it, you know, you got your local weekend warriors that you know, are really good racers. It is unfortunate that guys like that, you know, quote-unquote, get, you know, things stolen from them. But, again, it always comes back down to the same thing. If you're that good, go out and beat them. Prove yourself.
Well, and that's why Hunter, I've talked with Hunter. That's why he wants to go up to these big shows, because he wants to race against the big guys. He wants to learn from them. And, you know, I don't think it's any secret that he's struggled a little bit at those shows, but that's good. Those struggles will teach you what you're doing wrong.
Right.
And I think a little bit of why he struggled up there was setup. It's so hard when there's that many cars.
Well, and a track you've never raced before, too. It's you know, but again, it goes back to the same thing.
Yeah, you race with those guys a couple times.
He wants to get better.
Yeah.
So again, that's what you have to do to get better. Unfortunately, in today's day and age, you cannot be a competitive race car driver if you don't have seat time at other racetracks besides just here. Like, yeah, we love that you race here weekly, 100%. Like, but if you want to improve your game and you really want to get better, you have to go to other racetracks. You have to be willing to branch out, and you know, and unfortunately that costs money. And unfortunately, you know, the way the economy is, it might not, you know, support your race fund, but it's something where, you know, you've got guys like Hunter, who I really root for because he's willing to put in the time, willing to put in the work, and willing to travel. And that's good. And he still comes back down here and supports us every Saturday night. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's well, speaking of big races too, just throwing out a little bit of support there. There's a guy that races at our track every now and then that's over at Mississippi Thunder right now, Matt Bonine.
Yep.
So he comes down here every now and then, and hopefully I was out with my parents yesterday, so I didn't quite get to see.
I watched him.
But
he kind of struggled a little bit. Struggled with power mainly.
Yeah, I mean,
because he's running a crate, so
yeah, you're going up against UMP and USRA cars, so it's
they have big old open motors in, so
definitely a little tough. I mean, I know a lot of the IMCA guys that have the money to do it. They did swap their, you know, like Benji Lacrosse. He swapped his car this week over to
USRA stuff. Yep.
So. But no, it's going to be fun to watch. It's
I'm going to pull that up tonight on the computer. So
that field is wild.
But 100,000 to win modifieds, it doesn't matter if it's USRA, UMP, IMCA. That is life changing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even for guys even for your big names like Bobby Pierce is there. I mean, there's not very many Lucas Oil or Woo shows that pay that much.
Yeah.
I mean $100,000. Especially for a modified show, that is just absolutely unheard of, and it's going to be the same thing here down the road here at Farley.
Yeah, and we have a few local guys that are going up to that.
Right.
And I mean, Farley is a very fast track. Our guys are used to racing on very fast tracks.
Farley's a little flatter than here, but it's very similar to here. It is.
Yeah. So I'm really eager to see how. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe Deary's going up there.
Yep.
I think. I believe Foot is going up there, which he doesn't race down here right now, but I think
Are they allowing quick change rear end stuff?
I didn't even think about that. I think they might, because they're kind of
I didn't know
I
didn't know a rule package they're going to allow for that race.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not sure, but
well, because I know with the USRA stock cars, the motors are different because it's an 8-to-1 versus I think it's a 10-to-1 or 11-to-1.
I believe so, but they're still pretty similar.
Right.
Though. I mean, you can
right.
There's
not as much of a jump, I would say, from a USRA stock car or from an IMCA stock car to a USRA compared to a modified.
Yeah,
a modified that's a huge difference.
Yeah, you go down to a USRA track and the modifieds are, I mean, they're basically. Well, US MTS cars are USRA cars. So,
right. Our A mods are more like USRA B mods.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So, yeah, it's definitely interesting to see. I know when I go down there, I'm like, man, these B mods are hauling butt. I'm like, these things are crazy. So.
Well, race fans, I mean, we're getting to 6:15. It doesn't look like our other two guests are going to show up here, but we are going to take one last quick commercial break. We're going to try it here. If not, we're going to have to refresh. And we're going to come back down and finish this show up as we've only got about 15 minutes left. I know we've been talking for a little bit here, so let's shoot some ads here, and we'll be right back with you here on Pitside Live.
Open it.
Nope,
it again.
We're not.
Right,
so let's refresh. I'll go ahead and type it in. Cole just.
Well, while he's doing that, I did look at the entries. 82 entries tonight, so pits are looking full. I believe there still is a few drivers yet to check in, so we're possibly looking at 85 cars for the night. If we do have some late people show up, we could possibly push that 90 number. But what really sticks out to me, 12 stock cars. I know that's not anything crazy, but it's more than what we've had, and that's good to see. And we got Dennis Elliott's here, so that'll
awesome.
be cool to see. So we also mentioned Mike Albertson making his way down here. So. Tyson Partridge, so pretty excited for the stock cars tonight. Got some new hats and new names in the hat.
All right, we'll see you on the other side of this commercial break, race fans.
What if we could harness the power of the sun by using the earth to transform the way we use energy? Water furnace geothermal systems are simply the most efficient way to keep your family comfortable. Winter or summer, day or night, rain or shine, without burning fossil fuels, giving you the freedom to focus on life.
Call Camblin Mechanical or visit CamblinMechanical.com for your water furnace needs today.
Are you interested in starting a career instead of just getting another job? Well, hop on over to Fresco System USA and let us help you find the one for you. We offer competitive wages, benefits starting day one, and so much more. You can pick up an application at 2026 Fernwood Avenue, find us on Indeed, Better Team, and Facebook, or call 712-623-8100, extension 6659. Spring into action and join the Fresco team today.
Let us help insulate your home with Heartland Foam.
No matter what your insulation needs are, Heartland Foam Insulators is your go-to company. From removal to blow-in to foam, they are ready to go to work for you in any type of building, whether it be an existing house, new construction, a metal building, commercial building, or a unique project. Call Heartland Foam Insulators today at 712-623-4515 or heartlandfoam.com.
Since Since 1892, Malvern Bank has been building community from 404 Main Street in Malvern, Iowa. For generations, Malvern Bank has been serving local businesses, families, and farms to help them achieve their goals in every step of their lives. From saving for college to planning for retirement and everything in between, Malvern Bank is your full-service community bank, here to help as you plan for the next chapter of your life. Call, click, or stop in today to apply for an account, loan, or credit card. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, equal.
Welcome back, race fans, to Pit Side Live. We're coming down to the white flag here, right before the checkered flag here at the Adams County Speedway. We got about 10 minutes left on the show. We thank you for tuning in, listening. Everybody that's sitting in the race stands here, we appreciate you joining us here tonight for another beautiful night of racing action here at the Speedway. If you are on your way, hot lap 6:30, racing at 7, race fans, just like normal. So huge thanks to all our sponsors once again for supporting Pit Side Live. Also, big thanks to Lori and Melanie and Aaron back at the studio, and Jerry for all they do for us, allowing us to do this every Saturday night. So we appreciate all you guys very, very much. So we're going to go through some last-minute results here, a couple classes that we missed. I believe we're going to do our stock cars first, and then we'll finish up with your hobby stocks. So let's do our stock car results from last week.
Yeah, I know we did mention our winner. Unfortunately, we didn't get him up here, but
I think they showed up kind of late.
Yeah. So in 7th was Rick Barton. 6th was Lance Swartz. Nick Woodard in 5th. John Kinzer in 4th. And I think he did get his roof fixed. So
you need to work on some fastenings on that car.
Yeah, I tell you, like I said, it wouldn't be a season at the Adams County Speedway if John Kinzer didn't lose something off of his car. Brad Deary in 3rd. Tony Hardesty in 2nd, was trying to make a late charge there to catch Jesse Dennis, but just didn't have enough time. And like we said, Jesse Dennis' first win in that stock car. So
the rookie finally gets it done.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see if he can back it up.
Top 5 right now in your Northland Oil stock cars. 5th place is John Kinzer with 266. 4th place is Lance Swartz out of Corning, Mr. Consistency. 268. 3rd place is Chubbs, Jesse Dennis with 270. 4 points ahead of him is Nick Woodard in that 31 car, 274. And your point leader, he is clear by 12 points with 286 total. That's Brad Derry. So stock cars, could tighten up a little bit. We've got 5 or 6 guys that are going to be here every night, so it could shake and bake out a little bit. But again, Brad Derry obviously still the guy to beat for sure. So let's move in to your final class that we have not mentioned tonight, and it's it's kind of the premier race every Saturday night here at the Speedway, race fans. It's your Chat Mobility Hobby Stocks.
Yeah, coming home 10th. He started 10th, finished 10th, and he's in the 10 car, the 10G of Dustin Grout. Another guy that, he's been having some great runs this season, so another top 10 for him. 9th was David Weeda, the Hall of Famer. Buddy Heitzik came home 8th. Anthony Fletchall 7th. Jared Lund in 6th. And Adam Hensel just inside the top 5. Kind of not exactly the speed we expected from him, but, still a top 5. It's like what we talk about with that consistency.
He's always going to be there, it seems like.
Probably the most impressive driver of the night was the 5D of Anthony Davis. He came home 4th, and I believe that is a best career finish.
Oh, yeah. This is his rookie year.
Yeah,
so
very impressive.
I believe that's only the 3rd night on the car.
Yeah, so very, very impressive for that driver out of Essex. Jim Toll, old Walleye out of Reading, got 3rd.
And he was legal.
Yes, past tech. So I know we were with Ryan Vickers last night, and he asked me how Jim was doing, and he was like, well, did he pass tech? And I'm like, he did. He's like, okay, good. So Tom Myers, 2nd. And barely.
By that much.
Just by a couple inches. And your winner in the thriller of a race was the 22X of Tanner Dixon.
Tanner Dixon, that is his 2nd career feature win here at the Speedway. He is a former track champion at the I-80 Speedway. unfortunately, that place is closed up. So he was really good out there. But Tanner is a big racetrack guy, so it doesn't do as good on the small tracks. So, but that race last week, race fans, if you weren't here, oh my God, what a race! So
yeah, I mean, we called it on the mic. I mean, probably going to be race of the year if we get a race
better than that.
Then holy cow,
amp's gonna blow.
Yeah. So
all right, top 10 in your Chat Mobility Hobby Stocks point standings right now. 10th place is Tyler Gray out of Clarinda. 9th place is Walleye Jim Toll. 8th place is Jared Lund currently out of Orient. 7th place is Tanner Dixon out of Nottoway. 6th place is Derek Myers out of Glenwood, moving into your top 5. 5th place is Dustin Grout out of Prescott, 254. 4th place is 2 points ahead, Anthony Fletchall out of Grant City, Missouri, 256. 3rd place with 260, Tom Myers out of Glenwood. And second place right now in your point standings is Buddy Heidzek with 268. And currently race manager point leader. He is currently 18 points a gap ahead of second place is the Blazing Banana of Adam Hensel. So Hobby Stocks, again, Adam Hensel, obviously the guy to beat every week. Mr. Consistency himself, always finds himself, up in that top position. So, and that's why he's going to be so hard to beat, race fans, he got put to the tail last week even, and after contact with Tyler Gray,
that's right.
And got a top 5 out of it. So it's just, I mean, the only way that I feel like he's not going to finish up there is if something breaks or if something happens at the end of the race. I mean, he's just always up there. So that car is just absolutely on rails.
Yep. So I guess before we got 5 minutes till the end of
it.
But yeah, we got. It looks like I think all of our late entries are really here because we got cars pulling into the chute for hot laps now. But yeah, so it is still at 82 cars, but you're
not too shabby.
Very
very consistent car counts tonight.
Yeah. So your 2 biggest classes are the B mods and hobby stocks with 19. So good to see almost 20 B mods out here. 17 compacts, a little lighter than normal, but I think the compacts, they kind of have a lot of places there where they can choose to go race. So that number fluctuates a little bit, but 15 modifieds, and as I said earlier, 12 stock cars. So
12 stock cars I'm very happy with, race fans. It's good to see some different guys down here. Big thanks to Tyson Partridge for joining us tonight. Wahoo, Mike Albertson's here for the first time in a long time. He hasn't been here in a long, long time, so he's a guy that travels around a lot in the IMCA ranks, so he'll be tough to beat tonight. But track looks primed, ready to go, and it looks nice and tacky, and gonna blow some snot off of it, and we'll hopefully see a nice little dry slick through the middle, maybe a couple grooves on the bottom and top, and hopefully it'll turn out to be a good night of racing.
I tell you what, I'm looking at the old fantasy points from last week.
God.
I barely beat you. I'm on a roll.
I heard it was close.
It was pretty close.
2 points, man. You beat me by 2 points.
Yeah, we were, let's see, literally 20 points behind the leader. There was 20 points between the top.
But what that does get you is it gets you into the fantasy, and it also allows you to follow along with live timing and scoring.
Is it even $5 a month? I think it's. I almost want to say it's $5 a year.
Oh, I can't even remember. But
it's pretty cheap. It's cheap,
very cheap. But if you are a race fan like us and you go to a lot of racetracks and it's good to see that live timing and scoring because you can actually see if the car is actually catching him, who's the fastest car on the racetrack, and you can also follow along at did this car actually get this spot? When the caution came out, all that kind of stuff.
Well, and another great thing it's for if you go to a lot of big races like sprint car shows or big late model shows where they do qualifying. Most tracks only have 5 positions on their scoreboard for qualifying, so it's really great for that too. So you can see where your favorite driver went if they didn't crack the top 5. So great for that too.
Well, race fans, we're coming down to the checkered flag here. Huge thanks to Tri-State Auto Group out of Maryville, Missouri for our title sponsor here tonight. Big thanks to those guys. Also, big thanks to CHI out of right here in Corning for sponsoring our kids' e-powered races tonight, race fans. Looks like we've got some cars on the racetrack. B-Mods are the first class of the night, race fans, and they are going out for their hot lap session. Big thanks for all of you in the stands joining us tonight. If you are on your way, you are still good on time. Races don't start till 7, so again, big thanks to all of our sponsors on Pitside Live. Can't thank you guys enough. Thanks to everybody back at the studio. And this is the Checkered Flag Race fans. So on behalf of Cole Hendrickson, I'm Evan Baldwin. Till next time, we'll see you later.
Well.
Okay, I lied.
Yep.
We're going to do it one more time.
Next week we'll have to...
we're going to have to change computers because there's
Yep.
something going on with this computer. So
keeps timing us out here. And it may even be the internet, too, for all that we know. But so...
Oh, boy, I typed it in wrong.
Now, way to go. Yeah, you're probably going to hear in our mics here. Cars now getting up on the bars out there. Evan's having a heck of a time here. He's failed the password twice. Probably going to get locked out here.
Oh,
This is a high-pressure situation right here.
Hey, I got it, race fans. All right, I'm not lying, race fans. Till next time, we'll see you later next week. Thanks for listening.